Okay, so things just really got serious between Blueface's mom Carissa and Cran, because Carissa just came out to make some disturbing comments about how Cran is allegedly involved in the of her ex-boyfriend Ronnie. Now we know that Clarissa and Chan do not see eye to eye and don't like each other very much. But these new allegations are shocking to say the least. Ronnie has been making waves in the past couple of months because he claimed that Chan's son Cran Jr. is his son and not Blueface's. He claimed to have some evidence to support his claim. It was on the path to getting a court-ordered DNA test to prove paternity when he was tragically right in the front of his house. And it didn't take long for Carl Leah to jump in and claim that Chan, something about it hinting that Chan might have set the whole thing up to protect her secret. This is a whole mess. So let's break it down now. Carissa has a knack for always finding her way to weave herself into situations that do not concern her. It was like she just couldn't resist to get involved. And even when it had nothing to do with her, she made it clear that she wasn't a fan at Chrisean. But that wasn't the extent of her issues. Her relationship with Blueface's other baby mama Jaden Alexis was just as intense. It was very clear that they weren't exactly friends, and that the back and forth between them never seemed to end. Well, honestly, fans had even started to question if Carissa and Blueface actually had any real. On social media, they'd go at it online, dragging each other in public, making people wonder if there was something deeper beneath the surface, or if it was all just for show now. For example, when Blueface proposed to Jaden, Carissa decided to act petty and shame him for it, saying, "Did this ninja propose to the maid? Oh well, it's October now, tell the people you married the maid just in case you go to prison." This made Blueface get so mad that he went on a R against his own mother, saying, "Post your ring and I'll post mine. You want to compare booties, right, Carissa? Yeah, let's just compare rings. Let's see what type of ring that old booty got and then what type of ring that new booty got my wife going." Always when Carissa married a bum after all them D's she settled for that little ring. "My wife had one D her whole life. You also said my mother has been married 3 times, 3 kids by 3 different men, and never married none of them men, only random men she liked with a lot of money, so she could divorce and take from them. And at the end of it all, she's sleeping with a bum every night. Sad story for real. Could never respect her as a woman. My mom's ring is 1 carat with 5 stones surrounding it. I'm not even going to tell you Jaden ring credentials is going to be embarrassing for real. The comparison is evident. If you got more than one baby daddy as a woman, it's the go y'all at this point. We have to wonder if she even likes her own son. Because what type of mother and son duo do we have to look at on social media? It's disturbing to say the least when you add Chan to the mix. I think y'all can see how messy the story is going to get. I'm not even trying to throw shade though, but if we're being real for a millisecond, it was obvious from the moment that Gran announced that she was pregnant that this whole situation was bound to be a hot mess. I mean, come on, Blueface and Gan were already the definition of chaos. Nothing about their relationship screamed stability or health. They are constantly wrapped up in drama, so throwing a baby into the mix was just a recipe for disaster waiting to happen to absolutely nobody's surprise. Though it didn't take long for Blueface to start acting out, he didn't waste any time jumping on social media and claiming that the baby wasn't even his. The wildest rap. Though he accused Chan of trying to pass off another man's child as his own. I mean, at that point, it was like watching a train wreck in slow motion. Their back and forth had people shaking their heads, because it was the same chaotic energy they've been giving off all along, just with a new layer of mess added on top. And it seemed like the more they tried to go public with their issues, the more complicated everything became. No one really sure their situation was never going to be anything close to calm or stable. Blueface tweeted to answer y'all's question. "Yes, me and Rock are officially done. It's strictly business. I tried it, and clearly it wasn't given." Before she announced she's pregnant with somebody else's child. "Not mine. Rock has had encounters with 10 different men in the last year. Until I see a DNA test. And it's not mine. It's not a Blueface baby." Blueface still lost a second when it came to denying that he was the father. From the moment the news broke, he was adamant, showing no hesitation, doubt, or uncertainty in his response. He was firm in rejecting the idea, and didn't entertain the thought for a second. Instead, he immediately insisted that Cran take a DNA test to put any questions to rest, once and for all. There was of course a typical messy back and forth, and both of them had their own emotions and baggage tied up in the situation. But eventually Chan agreed to take the test once the results came back. It was clear Base was indeed the father.
The alleged father is not excluded as the biological father of the fetus.
Let me hear the father. Babe, let's mean you're the father.
Is not excluded.
You're the father.
Anyone believed that discovering he was the father would change his behavior or bring out any kind of remorse. We were all mistaken. Instead of stepping up or showing any type of improvement, his behavior took a turn for the worst. It didn't soften him in the slightest, if anything, and made him more aggressive with his approach. And he started putting pressure on Chrisean, trying to convince her to get rid of the baby, claiming that he was going to keep treating her the same way he always had, badly. It was clear that he had no intention of being a supportive partner or a father. He would send texts to Chrisean saying things like, "I'm going to be a cheater forever. I'm not even going to hide it for real. You don't want to be stuck at home with a baby while I'm on the next young beat. A baby about you." He didn't just pressure her to end the pregnancy. He went a step further and tried to force her into it. When Grant stood her ground and refused to do so, Blueface didn't hold back. He took to Twitter and went on an explosive rant, publicly declaring that he didn't want the baby, making declare he had no intention of ever paying child support. It was like he wanted the whole world to know that he was washing his hands of the situation. He said, "Whoever the judges on my child support case, I told this girl I don't want the baby. She's still got time to get rid of it, and she forcing it on me. So you better make the price right. She trying to trap me. Don't let her get you. She's still got time to end all this now." Throughout Chan's pregnancy, Blueface would read it, listen especially to her, that he had no desire to be involved with either her or the baby. From the moment the news broke, he was firm in his stance, repeatedly pressuring Chrisean to terminate the pregnancy, showing no signs of support or responsibility. His behavior was cold and distant, and it was clear that he had no intentions of stepping up as a father despite all of this. Though Grant kept pushing for Blueface to accept the baby, trying to convince him in the public that he was the father even though his actions indicated otherwise. But when the baby was born, Blueface completely changed his tune. Suddenly, he was acting concerned and protective over the child, and threatening to take custody from Kay if things didn't go his way. It was as if the birth of the baby flipped a switch in his mind, and now he was trying to present himself as a concerned father. The real shock came when Chan chose to leave Blueface off the birth certificate entirely, rather than giving the baby his last name. She named the child after herself, giving the baby her first and last name, Chan Malone Jr. Not only did Blueface not make it onto the birth certificate, but she didn't even give the baby his last name throughout the pregnancy. About the baby being Blueface's, doing everything she could to convince him and the world that he was the father in such a public and official way raises a lot of questions. It didn't add up for a lot of people, considering how much he had tried to push him into accepting the role of fatherhood. However, Chan later explained that by that time the baby was born, she and Blueface had broken up, which likely played a huge role in her decision to leave him off the birth certificate. A week after Khan gave birth, it seemed like she and Blueface had worked things out somehow. They appeared to be back on a solid ground, and everything seemed to be going smoothly. Blueface even flew out to Baltimore to visit her and the baby, and the pictures they share painted a reunited family. He spent some time bonding with the baby, looking like a proud father during their one-on-one moments. And at this point, it would have made sense for Chrisean to add Blueface's name to the birth certificate. After all, they were back together, and things seemed to be improving, and he was present, spending time with the baby like a father. This could have been the moment that made things official to solidify their relationship in the baby's paternity, and this decision raised a lot of eyebrows if they were truly back on track. Fans expected her to take that final step and put his name on that certificate, but she chose not to, and that just didn't seem to add up. It left people questioning why she wouldn't just take that final straightforward action if everything was really good between them. But of course, in classic Blueface fashion, it didn't take long before he started stirring up trouble again. Chan accused him of trying to get back at her for not giving the baby his last name. She felt like he was using their child as a way to punish her for the decision to leave him off the birth certificate. "You saying I'm unfit 'cause he's not a Jonathan Jr., but he's a Chrisean Jr. Tell them how you just want to take my kid 'cause I named him after me. I'm stuck with manipulating a manipulator. He think I'm slow or dumb. And please, Blue, be more concerned about your own probate." Chan still hadn't added Blueface to the birth certificate. She had agreed to do the DNA test while she was pregnant, so why not officially acknowledge him as the father now that the baby had arrived? It seemed like the logical next ST. But there had to be more than we were seeing. Some began to speculate that Cha might have fed the DNA test altogether, which would explain her reluctance to add his name. It was at this point that Chan's ex Ronnie came forward to claim that the baby was his. He posted side-by-side pictures of him and the baby to show just how much they looked alike, and said, "You are not the father, Blueface," while Gron also seemed to confirm the rumors when she liked to post about how Ronnie was the baby daddy. Ronnie then made a video.
I got concrete evidence right here for y'all. All I want y'all to do is hold people accountable so that Chrisean Jesus Porter can have the life that he deserves and the father that he deserves. All I'm saying is I think that what happened was Blue told her to go get an abortion. In the process of her going to abort his baby, she got pregnant with mine. And that's why she's scared to do a DNA test. Drops mic.
Yeah, if it really wasn't an issue, she'll just go ahead and just do the test. Like,
I want to make sure that Chrisean, Eugenia, Malone hears me loud and clear. Make this easier for me and make this easier for yourself by doing the right thing. You may be going through postpartum right now. You may be going through the mental baggage of being a mother and not having a good role model of a mother. You need someone that will hold you accountable and that will help Junior get the proper care that he needs. At the end of the day,
But Blueface took this as proof of Chan's deception, and he went off on Twitter saying, "I knew there was something off. I don't think that's my baby. That DNA test was a little weird. When I read it seemed fake. I had no control over that test. Plus, why would you have a baby and be more when you and the alleged father live in LA and the guy claiming the baby lived in Bior? I think they look a lot. I think they look a lot alike more than me. What do you think?" He continued. "I got one baby mama and 2 kids until further notice. I'm free, the best news I got all year, and I'm freak." He put 2 and 2 together, realizing that the envelope containing the DNA test was already open when Chan handed it to him, saying, "I ain't even think about that the paper looked like that." He also confirmed that he had done a secret DNA test that came back negative. He said, "Tell me why I snuck and swabbed the baby. DNA test results came in, and I'm not the father. It's a bittersweet feeling, 'cause I was coming around to it. But definitely in my best interest, thank you, Jesus." It's looking like Ronnie might indeed be the father, especially with all the recent developments over the past couple of weeks. He's been pushing for another DNA test, sparking a lot of questions about what's really going on behind the scenes. And then there's these rumors about the baby having some sort of disability, with Cran reportedly refusing to get a medical help because she doesn't want the truth to get out. It sounds like there's so much more to this story than we know now, and it's messy as F. But the situation took a tragic turn when reports came out about Ronnie's health. He was tragically shot right outside his house. Despite efforts to get help, he passed away before reaching the hospital. It's heartbreaking because he was so young, only 24, and that's so much ahead of him. His passing is still shrouded in mystery. And while we don't have all the detail, yet conspiracy theories are already swirling. Some people are saying he was targeted because he might have been about to expose Cran for lying about the baby, hiding the truth, and potentially causing all this drama. Y'all won't believe this, but Blueface's mother has been hinting that Cran might have been behind it. Like I said, Chrisean does not like Trisha.
Put on our big girl panties and realized we slept with a dude that already had a ready-made family, and he can't come over here and play like this, because that would destroy his foundation over there. So he can't come over here and play house with this baby.
Yet Chrisean has been always having a reputation for stirring the pot recently. She's been dragging Chan for filth these past couple of days. She's been accusing Chan of damaging Locran Jr. by drinking while she was pregnant and neglecting to take the baby to doctor appointments. Well, Karis isn't holding back at all, airing out all these allegations like it's nothing, and it's clear she's really trying to get under Crean's skin.
Mentally, I'm suffering from what I see too. So I'm reacting, I'm angry, I'm hurt, I'm a lot of things too. But I'm not reaching out to all you that was standing there while the baby was being made and did fucking nothing. You did nothing. You watched her. You watched her because you were scared she was in control of the money. I wouldn't have gave a fuck about that money. I'd have snatched her up and took her to home and made sure she at least got the mental help and counseling that she needed during her pregnancy so that she wouldn't have to regret it for the rest of her life. So yes, we're all angry, but don't point the finger at me. Cause I ain't never smoked no fucking weed, drunk no fucking liquor. I never did nothing while I was pregnant. I took my vitamins every fucking day, even though they made me nauseous. And then I went in and I never missed a doctor's appointment.
After Ronnie's passing, Carissa wrote, "I'm at a loss for words and my condolences to his mother and family. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm grateful to God that my son is in jail nowhere near any of this. Never put blame on anyone until they are proven guilty, because the Lord said not to bear false witness. Instead, pray about it and pray about everything, regardless to what your mind is telling you. God is able, Lord God. Please help us all." But what do y'all think about this? Do you think that Cha might be behind this? Or do you think that Carissa is just starting more drama? As usual, drop your thoughts and comments below, and then check out this next video.